Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Hoi 4, The Great War. So, again, this part is not going to have the start of the war, but we are going to go ahead and continue trying to build up for it, because we are going to have to. Specifically, we're going to be obviously focused on building up the Western Front, because that's going to be a fairly non-active front for the most part. Now, a number of these guys are actually kind of worthless. And I don't think Carl, with his plus 20% to land for construction speed, helps with the construction of trenches. So, yeah. Yeah, so a lot of these guys are kind of worthless, really. I would love to see the mod creator go through and sort of rework some of these. Try and actually have the fortification engineer aid with trenches, because, I mean, technically trenches are fortifications. So, a little weird that he doesn't actually help with building trenches. I guess in terms of options, go with Hugo for the commerce rating, because realistically speaking, that's probably what I'll have my navy set to do, is commerce rating, or convoy rating, whatever the hell it's called. You go ahead and get a research logistics company, so we can also go ahead and learn how to build better ones later down the line, and possibly even equip some of our other troops with them, although I don't think I'll be doing that often. Schutztruppen. Is it Schultz? Yeah, Schutztruppen. Let's go ahead and give you guys field hospitals. Wait, where's the Schutztruppen at? There's the guys down here, correct? Yes. Why do you guys not even have artillery? That's probably a supply reason, actually. Probably takes you over the supply in that region. Oh well, we'll live without it. If I give you guys artillery, will it slow you down? No, it will not. Because you're being slowed down because you have the infantry, of course. If I replace the infantry with, say, cavalry, probably wouldn't be a terrible idea, all things considered. It's probably better than infantry, and it gets you guys' speed up by 2.4. I think I'll be doing that, but I don't quite have the army experience just yet. And I don't hear any music. There we go. I probably muted it at some point to listen to my own music while playing this. Okay, go ahead and say the Russians are not our friends due to their claims on not only friendly territory but our own Polish land. Accepting this truth could lead to some new ways to deal with them down the line, which is a load of BS. It's basically just us saying, we hate you. You're not going to do anything about it. Okay, I still feel it's honestly, it's such a pain to try and get the audio on these set up right. I mean, technically, the war ends doesn't make any sense, game. Just hope you realize that. Oh, God. Yep. Whatever. Let's see. Raiding fleet. Yeah, I guess I'll go with that. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm probably not going to use my navy for the most part. It'll, relatively speaking, it's more likely to get itself destroyed than anything else. And I'm not kidding when I say that. It'll probably get itself destroyed like in the opening month of the war. It almost always does. We just don't have the naval capacity to really combat the British along with the French at the same time. We're getting a lot of Fokker, what was it, M5s. They'll be helpful, to a degree. Okay, let's go ahead and call these Serbians rats, so that we can be ready to befriend Bulgaria in the future. Go ahead and get early support weapons too. Looks like the Ottomans are winning this. Not that it really means anything though, as far as I know. It should still result in Albania gaining its independence. And Greece should gain Thrace. Along with, I believe, they should also get Central Epirus. And military coup in Mexico. I'm gonna go and put Karl in charge for the extra political power. Going to get counteroffensives. Yeah, we're gonna want to go ahead and adopt the Stahlhelm as soon as possible. So, suffragette demonstration. After being disenfranchised for years, women have begun to take to the streets of Washington, D.C. and London, demanding their right to vote. The American president, in particular, perhaps on the suggestion of his wife, has already signed their voting rights into law, and the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom does not seem long behind. What next? Okay, we're not gonna bother to prepare for war. I just don't care for it. At least not right this second. Let's go ahead and send German advisors. Do I want to send that? No, no. Let's go and get equipment effort, so that we can get the bonus to weapons 2 research. Because again, I would like to get weapons 2. America chooses New Freedom. In 1912, Woodrow Wilson ran on the platform of New Freedom, which announced what Wilson perceived as both Theodore Roosevelt's more paternalistic and collectivist new nationalism, as well as William Howard Taft's conservatism. A Bourbon Democrat, Wilson promised lower tariffs, free trade, and trust-breaking in his speeches, though the progressive movement would encourage him to enact a more moderate form of Roosevelt's proposals through the creation of a Federal Reserve and support for the income tax. While most of these policies might be costly in the short term and long term, they would both help keep the consumers protected from economic recessions and make goods less expensive, satisfying the populace for the moment. This shall stabilize the nation. There we go, our logistics company. Whoops. Let's go and research the better artillery. Whoops. Let's go ahead and drop the last 2 of the Alsace-Lorraine line up there. Or the last 2 upgrades. For the ones over here on the Eastern Front, it doesn't matter too much. We should generally push through relatively easily. And I think it's approaching time for us to go ahead and prepare our front lines. Or, well, our battle plans, pardon me. You guys go ahead and plan for that. I am going to, however, take a quarter of you, put you up there, and then split that in half and place a couple right there. Infrastructure. Okay, Treaty of London. The Balkan League took advantage of the weakness of the Ottomans and forced them to concede some territories. It's a victory for the Balkan League and maybe the end of the Ottoman Empire. The Balkan League is victorious. It shouldn't be the end of the Ottoman Empire, however. At least not if we have anything to say about it. Let's go and get the Prince of Terror. He's going to be useful because the war is going to be starting in around about 6 months. Now, obviously, I'd love to push to Luxembourg as soon as possible. And Bulgaria declares war on Serbia. The Second Balkan War. Bulgaria was not happy with the results of the Balkan War. Despite being promised large amounts of territory, Serbia and Greece turned out to be completely unwilling to give up the Bulgarian claims in Macedonia. In response, Bulgaria began an invasion of Serbia with a surprise attack, and then themselves were surprised to find a Greco-Serbian alliance had brewed for this exact situation. Bulgaria is in a tough situation, or in a tough position. Could this ruin the stability of the region forever? Here we go again. Romanian intervention. Dobruja has been split between Romanian and Bulgarian rule since the Congress of Berlin. The entire territory contains a near equal part of Romanian and Bulgarian population with a mix of Turks as well. With Bulgaria swamped in its own war, who would stop Romania from taking the rest of the region? Romania is at war with Bulgaria. Mass production. Something amazing is happening in a factory on Piquet Avenue. Henry Ford's ambitious desire to make an automobile affordable for any consumer has inspired the assembly line production scheme. Though the assembly line has been in use since as far back as Roman times, Henry Ford's clever use of moving conveyor belts, specialized machines, and more specifically skilled workers is close to making his dream a reality. I hope they have one in black. Let's go ahead and get you. And let's go ahead, you as well. Okay, we got mustard gas. You go research infantry equipment. I don't think we're gonna get much production of it in time for the war, but we'll live. Let's go and get armament factory. Some free military factories. Or, excuse me, armament effort for the free military factories. I don't care if you guys are particularly ready. You're gonna go out there, you're gonna fight. I'm gonna give you, place you under the command of the Crown Prince William of Persia. Or excuse me, not Persia, Prussia. The hell am I thinking Persia? Whoops. Never mind, you guys are... You're gonna be blue. Like that. And now, I don't expect you guys to be able to really push in. That's those 25 guys up there. I just don't expect them to. If they do, wonderful, I won't complain. But the chances of them actually managing to push through are basically nothing, in my opinion. Ottoman Empire joins the Second Balkan War. Following the start of the Second Balkan War, the Ottoman Empire decided to take advantage of the situation to try to reclaim some of their lost lands to Bulgaria. Ottoman Empire is at war with Bulgaria. Gee, Bulgaria, you would have thought that that would have happened, didn't you? I mean, most people would have probably said, you know, that might happen. So maybe we shouldn't do what we just did and start the Second Balkan War. Especially not immediately after. Let's go for more factories on infantry equipment. Actually, never mind. Our current production should meet the demand within a year. Early support equipment, wonderful. Let's go ahead and research gas masks, or yeah, gas masks. I think there's a tech in here that gets us the Stahlhelm. I bonused researching it, but I might be remembering wrong. Yeah, I'm probably remembering wrong. I thought there was. No, first flight across the Mediterranean Sea. Today, the locals of Béziers, Tunisia, noticed a strange flying object, which was revealed to be Roland Garros, a French professional pilot in his Morane Saulnier monoplane. This journey marks the first crossing of the Mediterranean Sea by air, an astounding landmark for the young science of aviation. Local sailors were reportedly not impressed. So what? It's just a fad. Armament effort, wonderful. Let's go ahead and yeah, we'll do send German advisors to the Austro-Hungarians and technically I guess the Italians as well. So that we can go ahead and be ready to befriend the Ottomans as soon as possible. Okay. We put that into armored cars. Did I need any more? No, I got a shit ton of armored cars. Holy crap. Let's drop the production down of armored cars. I don't need 2,000 armored cars in storage. I don't even have that many armored car regiment or divisions. Research better heavy artillery though. Counteroffensive, wonderful. Specific encirclement. So you guys, yep, you guys are just missing your horse-drawn vehicles, your support equipment, and pretty much all your artillery. That I should have before the war starts, the motorized. But I'm not going to have the field or heavy artillery, nor will I have the support equipment. But we kind of have to go with these big numbers that aren't big numbers of troops that aren't properly supplied because the enemy's gonna have a lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and continue our efforts down this tree for the free factories, which is of course helpful. And let's also go ahead and... So, let me see. Did I already? Okay, that one's already done. Okay then, never mind. Okay then, so let's go ahead and have you go to the top, and I'll send you to the top as well. Try and get those trenches done. I don't really need trenches up here along the Netherlands, because I'll be selecting the choice that doesn't get me into a war with the Netherlands. Because obviously I would want to avoid a war with the Netherlands if at all possible. And I guess I'll go with popular figureheads. Or the popular figurehead dude. For the extra national unity. Serbia signs a white peace with Bulgaria. Treaty of Bucharest. The treaty was concluded in the aftermath of the Second Balkan War, and amended the previous Treaty of London, which ended the First Balkan War about 1 month later. The Bulgarians signed a separate border treaty, the Treaty of Constantinople, with the Ottomans, who had regained some territory west of the Enos Media line during the Second War. Peace at last. Yeah, not really. Give it a couple months and the war is going to be starting. So it turns out I was wrong. We are actually going to be getting the war in this part. Or at least it's going to start in this part. It's not really going to progress, or at least it shouldn't really progress in this part. Like, at best, we should pretty much just be telling our troops to advance, and that'll be about it. Armament effort, thank you very much. Oh, I need oil. Of course I need oil. You don't have enough oil. Let's go ahead and trade with the Netherlands for our oil. Because like I said, I'll be selecting the option that doesn't get me into a war with them. Okay, now we need more support equipment. So let's set up a second line of support equipment. Or queue up a second row, rather, of military factories for the support equipment. There we go, got the gas mask. I could go ahead and start researching the Stahlhelm, but we're not going to. We can go and start researching better engineering companies, because, yeah, there are forts here that we kind of got to break through. We got a level 2 fort there, level 5 fort there, level 2 fort there, level 1 fort there. Those are actually kind of low level forts. Am I missing something? Do you have things that increase your forts? Yeah, you do. Okay, well that's nice to know. Yep, okay, that's the Visage and Champagne. That's Brigate. So that's... The hell's that other one that you're building it in? Game, so this is Visage, that's Champagne. Oh, way the hell out there? What the hell, game? Is that a land fort? Why the hell you build a land forts out near Brest? Makes no damn sense. Are you expecting a naval invasion? It's not gonna happen. I wouldn't be able to get through. Oh boy, game, seriously, what the hell? No, that should not be fortifications over here, because nobody's going to be invading Brest, and the war is not going to progress that far. Literally, I just need to get to Paris, and I could end the war in a year if I got to Paris. I mean, we would literally be home by Christmas if I could get to Paris. Will I get to Paris? No. There's no way in hell I'm breaking through this line. Certainly not fast enough to be able to get to Paris within a year. Let's go ahead and start researching tank prototype. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll let this part go pretty much until the war starts, because we're looking at just a couple more months. Yay, more armament factories. Infrastructure equipment. Yeah, God. We're looking at 3 years to get the field guns at the current rate of production. So yeah, that's going to be quite a while. Now I'm just going to go and tell you guys, I mean, you guys are finished with your plan, correct? Yes. Okay, wonderful. Go ahead. Get started on producing the MP14s. Pretty sure they're MP14s. Well, it doesn't say, but yeah, it looks like an MP14. Or, not 14, 18. Excuse me. Don't know why the hell I was saying 14. Is there anything really worth researching in this tree right now? Not really. Now I've had a year or so of research time. You know what? Go ahead and start researching the Stahlhelm. It's going to be helpful, because it gives our troops more defense. There's just too many troops along. I mean, these are not high-level forts right now. Well, except for the ones down there, but up here to the north, these are not high-level forts. I could break through this fort relatively easily if I just had the number of provinces needed to properly attack along it. But I don't. So, yeah. Oh, and I was going to replace you guys, give you cavalry. Let's do that. I kind of want to replace my hussars with the armored cars as well. So let's go ahead, select all of our hussars. And see. Do I have the necessary stuff to equip you all with armored cars? Yes, I do. Let's do that. And Franz Ferdinand is dead. Franz Ferdinand, the esteemed Archduke of Austria-Este and Crown Prince of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, lies dead. His noble wife rests beside him. Franz Joseph has lost another heir into the damned vile sons of bastards that are the Serbians. The Serbian government officially denies involvement with assassin Gavrilo Princip, blaming the Black Hand, though few believe a lack of government involvement. We have sent compensation demands to the Serbians. If they decline, they'll have hell to pay. They'll all pay. Come on. Hurry up and say no, Serbia. Jesus. Serbia's like, do we really want to say no? Like, they're really thinking about not saying no, it seems. See, there's no point, as far as I can tell. So, for me to get so I can get military access to the Netherlands, okay, but I'm not going to get anything for it. My troops won't be able to attack through the Netherlands, as far as I can tell. Although I have seen the AI do the attack through neutral territory, which is straight up BS. But I can't, so I don't know what the hell this is pretty much a worthless national focus, unless I am somehow doing stuff wrong and you are able to attack from neutral territory. But as far as I know, you're not allowed to attack from neutral territory. So, it's not useful. Come on, Serbia. Jesus. Let's get the war started. I'm already past 30 minutes. I mean, I understand I have to slow the game down because, yeah, it's gonna be running like crap once the war starts. Okay, well, there we go, there we go. Whoop. So, we can execute the Schlieffen-Moltke plan, which will only lead to a war with Luxembourg and Belgium. Now, it doesn't mention Belgium here. Okay, yeah, no, there we go. So, joins Belgium in their war against German Empire. Okay. We have neutral foreign policy, because I sure as hell don't see it. Yeah, you're a little bit confused there, game. I could say we're not ready yet, but there's no point doing that because this is automatically going to put me into the war. So this option should just be removed at this point. It used to be fine. You used to be able to actually stay out of the war for a little while if you wanted to, which I tended to do, just so that the enemy AI would move its troops around, and then I would attack when their troops aren't in position anymore. But that no longer works, so this choice, if for some reason the mod creator is watching this, the "we are not ready" it should just be removed, because it's not an option you can select anymore, because both these options occur at the same damn time. I mean, if anything here, I'm just saying I don't want the bonuses to division organization and division recovery rate. That's the only thing "we are not ready yet" would do. I'm still forced to join the war. So we're going to go with the Schlieffen-Moltke plan, because again, I don't want to war with the Netherlands, because, well, one, I don't have troops up there. So, German Empire declares war on Belgium. Now, I'm going... And those wars should combine relatively quickly. Belgium joins the Entente. I'm no longer getting enough stuff from you. Serbia refused Austrian demands. Serbia's refusal of the Austrian demands led to a declaration of war, which will no doubt be followed by countless others. Here begins a downward spiral into world war. Dear God, what have we done? Get in there before the... Oh, thank God we got in there fast. Okay, drop the points into there and there. Oh no, the blue's gonna be going out along the Belgians. Luxembourg capitulates. William II has announced that the cowardly Luxembourgian nation, or the cowardly Luxembourg nation, could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of German forces throughout the country. The Luxembourg government chose to flee the country and has gone into exile. Their main forces have capitulated, and the German Empire is now in control of their home area. Though the war against what remains of the Entente continues elsewhere, this is a great victory for all of the Central Powers. Not really, game. I hope you realize that's a load of BS. Because, yeah, it's not really going anywhere, is it? Again, I could technically push through here. I just need the necessary areas in which I could attack across. That's our main issue, is that I just do not have the necessary frontage to really attack there. Although I might be able to squeeze through once those troops go up there. Let's wait. You delay, delay, delay. Push, 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 push. Come on, come on, come on. I need you guys to push. Oh. Swap you guys. Focus on northern France. That's where the support's needed now. How are we doing over here? Okay. For a second there, I thought we got pushed back, but no, we haven't. Of course, it's a good thing, but nonetheless, like I said, it kind of looked like we did. Okay, I want the support specifically on this one. Okay, it looks like I do have the support on this one. Again, see, that's our main issue. This is the weakest fort along this entire front. It is a level 1 fort. If I can push through here, I can surround the French, which is of course helpful. But that's the issue. You get a lot of bonuses for entrenchment. So we're unlikely to really push through there. Juarez assassination. Jean Juarez of France was assassinated in the Parisian Café Le Croissant, 146 Rue Montmartre, by aptly named Raoul Villain, a 29-year-old French nationalist. Juarez was scheduled to appear at one of the Internationale's conferences to deliver protests against the seemingly impending war. And by impending, you mean the war that's already started, right, game? And with his death, the last major social obstacle to French involvement in the coming fight has passed. Again, game, you do realize the war has already started, right? There's a level 2 fort there, and I actually have frontage, so I could actually probably take this fort. Especially now that we just got that. To get the recon company. Now, I want those troops to hurry up and split up. It's the main thing, is I need to wait for these guys to move. There we go. Okay, you. Attack. You. You can't support that attack. You can. Can you support that attack? You can. Wonderful. Go down there and back them up. Okay, they got a better general there. Opening of the Panama Canal. After years of construction, the Panama Canal opened today, establishing a more direct connection from the Atlantic to the Pacific, which will no doubt be a boon to trade in the region, as well as make the area an important strategic location. American engineers have stunned the world with this amazing feat, with the expectations, of course, of the British and Germans, who both insist that their canals are better. Okay, you guys clearly aren't going to succeed there. You attack there. You just need to delay the enemy. Oh. Yeah, I just need a better general. They got Joffrey here, who's a 4-skill general helping them out. God, that's such a mess. You guys just attack the whole front. Screw it. Go up there and back them up. The hell? You literally just arrived, you idiots! Get your ass back up there. None of this, yeah, we just arrived, but we're just gonna go ahead and run away. Oh, I completely forgot about Africa. Yeah, you guys go. Hopefully you guys don't capitulate South Africa before I finish the Boer Revolt. Although I get the feeling you might end up doing that, which would kind of suck. I'm going to end this part once we get the Boer Revolt. Oh, that's going to be nice. Oh boy, yep. Complete annihilation of some Russian divisions. We've taken more casualties, but that's because we're on the offensive. That's the way things traditionally seem to go. I would love it if you guys closed this, so we could annihilate a... Oh, yes. Oh, boy. I'd be happy destroying that. Or, well, basically just this entire section down here, really. Focus on trying to close that little corridor right there. If you guys can close it, it'll do wonders for us. I would love it if the Austro-Hungarians would help us, and Karl I of Romania has died. The long rule of Karl I of Romania helped the quick development of the Romanian state. During his reign, Karl I personally led Romanian troops during the Russo-Turkish War and assumed command of the Russo-Romanian army during the siege of Plevna. The country achieved internationally recognized independence via the Treaty of Berlin in 1878. Friedrich is the new king. fuck it, we'll let them have Luxembourg back. It's a load of bullshit, in my opinion. The amount of units that they are able to use in that attack. That's the one issue I have with this mod, is that it seems it is very heavily weighted towards a victory for the Entente, so it is a real pain in the ass to do anything if you play as literally anyone but the Entente. No, no, you idiots. That's going to be a nice crushing of Russian troops. And there's Italy joining the war. Hurry it up and just finish those guys off. Jesus, guys. Boom. Complete annihilation. Now, personally, I think you guys should be able to break through that pretty easily. Never mind, that's level 5 fort. There we go, we're gonna get the Bow Revolt, which will help us out. And that'll be ending this part. Let's go ahead and do Befriend Ottomans. Now, at least in my opinion, these guys should relatively easily be able to push. They're gonna fail miserably, of course, because, you know, that's just the way it works. You know, if you're not the Entente, you're gonna have to suffer a lot of negatives when it comes to trying to win battles. Because, you know, you can't have the Germans winning World War I. That's bizarre. You can do it, of course, but it's a real pain in the ass, because, like I said, the mod is very heavily weighted towards a Entente victory, so literally everything is stacked against you as the Central Powers. Especially when it comes to fighting in Europe, it's even worse. At least in my opinion, it's even worse fighting in Europe. I mean, come on. I got 4 divisions here, and there's a single British division there, and I can't break through. I mean, yes, these guys have terrible supply. It's Africa. What do you expect? You're gonna have terrible supply in Africa. Because basically everybody says, why would you fight in Africa? I mean, once I can get the Russians out of the war, I can move these troops down to either help deal with Serbia or deal with the Italians. Probably go for Serbia first, really. Oh, you guys managed to break through there. Wonderful. You, go up there. Try and capitulate South Africa quickly. You might need to swoop back down to take that, though. Yep, as per usual, the war on the Western Front doesn't progress, like, at all. Those guys can still fall back. I know it doesn't look like it, but they can. And we no longer get the effects of the Schlieffen Plan. And that reminds me, you. Convoy raiding. Try not to get yourselves killed. Who am I kidding, though? You will be dead. Like, within a month. I can guarantee it. Yeah, you guys already lost one. You haven't even really done anything. Like, you basically left port and you lost a sub. Like, how the hell does that happen? Yeah, I don't think they'll capitulate with me just taking their capital. Go there. Take that. You guys lost a soldier or a division. The hell are you going? Oh, yes, you guys don't have enough troops to cover the entire front now. Okay, we befriended the Ottomans. Can I get the Bulgarians in? Not yet. Need to wait till June. It's only January, so I'll do something else in the meantime. It's also pretty much time to end this part now as well, so... yeah, we're gonna do that in just a moment. How are they even advancing up here? No. Yeah, God, the AI is so stupid sometimes. There's literally nothing defending this entire front, but the AI still will not advance along it. So, Ottoman Empire has joined the Central Powers. Germany and the Ottoman Empire have had a vaguely close relationship since the end of the Napoleonic Wars, but in recent times it seems that their bond has become unbreakable. The Ottoman Empire has formally joined the Central Powers. Ottoman-German alliance is ratified. Will the Ottomans be of any real help? Probably not. Welcome to the war. You guys are gonna easily do nothing, because you almost never do anything. Quit leaving gaps in the line, game. I mean, the Ottomans can easily advance along this entire portion, take out Egypt. Are they going to do that? No. Can I take control of their troops? No, I cannot, sadly. I wish I could, though. It'd be wonderful. It would be absolutely grand if I could take control of their troops. We got about another 2 months before we have finished researching tank prototypes, but then we still have to go and actually research tanks before we can actually take advantage of it. Where's the one I'm looking for? There we go. Not a whole lot of troops right there in actual Luxembourg, so I could in theory try and push into it. Apparently there's a lot more troops there than I realized, because the game failed miserably at properly showing me how many troops there were, because of how many troops were all stacked on top of one another. Your classic paradox issues. South Africa capitulates. We got 8 convoys, and by convoys we mean dogs with helmets on. So that's helpful, at least until Portugal decides to join the war. And oh yeah, Portugal's gonna join the war, in case you didn't realize. When are they gonna join? I don't know, but they will be joining. Oh, well, normally they join, whether they want to or not. They've gone down the national focus tree for neutrality, but they're still going to join because their best friend Britain is going to ask them to join. And they're going to say, but Britain, we already said we want to be neutral. Britain says, I don't care, you're going to join the war whether you like it or not. And Portugal says, okay, Britain will join the war even if we already said we were going to be neutral. Which is a load of BS, honestly. This should be set to where if Portugal has taken the neutrality focus, this option cannot be completed, or at least needs to be skipped without its effect applying. But that's not going to happen, because then the war won't go in, will be even, or will end up being less in favor of the Entente. And you can't have that, because the Entente have to win. So, yes. Again, I've got issues with this mod. There are a number of things that if I actually cared enough to, I would make changes, because parts of it are BS. In my opinion, this should not require you to be at war with the Russians, or if it does, it needs to be set up to where this is done prior to the Zimmerman telegram. They don't even have a relation with one another as far as I know. So what's the point of having invite Sweden to the Central Powers be after the Zimmerman telegram, and you can't do the Zimmerman telegram until 1917, and by then you probably already kicked the Russians out of the war. It's stupid. This should be earlier in the national focus tree, or at the very least prior to the Zimmerman telegram, not after. Because we're probably going to have the Russians out of the war by the end of this year. And if not this year, very early in 1916. So, yes, again, I got issues with this mod. There are parts of it that I think are terrible design decisions that need to be rectified. It won't happen, of course, but, you know, I would not complain about some of these things being, in my opinion, fixed. But yes, so I will see you guys in the next part. But until then, a goodbye and a farewell.